Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on SABC3 on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Thank you very much for tuning in. Now, of course, we've seen a whole lot of action on the sporting field, and with the sheer depth of our Springbok squad and our Baby Box in yet another semi-final, it's easy to see why we love our youth sports rugby report so much here at Expresso. So let's take a look at what went down on the fields this past weekend. In KwaZulu-Natal, Glenwood continued their slump in form when they lost 12-13, a very narrow loss to George Campbell, while Michael House defeated Durban High School 45 points to 13. In the Eastern Cape, that saw Dale College put 21 big ones past Hudson Park, and Selborne College stamped their authority in the province with a 57-0 victory over Grange High School. In the North Vaal, St Albans piped St David's 37-39, while St Benedict trumped St Stithians 12-32. Menlo Park won their matchup against Montana 34-17, and Helpmagard annihilated Randburg 71-17. But in the matchups of the weekend, Maritzburg College hosted Westville Boys High School at Goldstones this past weekend in yet another one of their toughest clashes this year, with Maritzburg dominating in the scrums, ball possession, and even entries into the 22. You would be forgiven to think they would have walked away with the encounter. But Westville were the most clinical in of the two sides, putting past 50 points on the board, and compared to Maritzburg's 10. Now, the ties do not get any easier for Maritzburg as they look forward to facing the province's best side next. Now, it was Kearsney's Founders Weekend, and the boys and school were very revved up, of course, for the encounter. With only one defeat all year long, the Kearsney lads stepped onto the field as heavy favourites after tries from Chris Lyons and Tunzi Nimoloi were in the driving seat. But thanks to Hilton's Cameron Wright, who converted 3 first-half penalties, they were still in touching distance at the break with the scores at 15-9. But this was all she would write for the Hilton boys, as they ran in another 3 tries past their visitors, which included a second one from Lyons in a monumental performance from the fullback. Kearsney would then run out 34-9 victors on the day. And now we look forward to a big match, of course, up against Maritzburg College on Thursday, a match which was postponed due to rain. And in, I think, probably the biggest one of the entire weekend, St Andrews defeated Kingswood 46-23 in what is called K-Day in Grahamstown this past weekend. And that's it for our youth sports roundup right now. We're going to be catching up with Leanne and Ewan. They've got a bit of a yellow buzz thing going about them. Guys, what do you have for me?
Expresso Youth Sport, brought to you by Deep Heat. Warms pain away.